I want to talk about you talk about the candy, your candy factory or the strips. Then
Mhm.
you got your fitness business that you said you actually own a gym and stuff. Do you feel like any sort of like conflict at all internally about that? Like, man, I'm making candy. One, do you eat candy? And then two, do you feel any conflict about like, all right, I'm really into fitness, but then candy, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I have been a candy fanatic, obsessive person my entire life. Like ever since I was like 10. And I mean, if you were to go back across the 10 years of my YouTube videos and click on 10 videos per year, I would say there's a good chance that at least one of those videos I'm eating sour candy in those videos, talking about it. Candy couldn't have been more in line with who I am. When I used to, before COVID, and there was like, expos I'd go to multiple times a year, and I'd have hundreds of people lined up for hours to chat with me, take a photo. I mean, you can go back and look at these expo recap videos, and in the videos, look behind me on the floor. Like, everyone do this after the podcast. Didn't think I'm lying. Look behind me, and when you see the montage of people talking to me. What do you see against the backdrop on the floor is a pile of sour candy, because people would bring me sour candy to this thing. It just like I'm the candy guy. Like just like as much as people probably associate frozen margaritas with me now, it's the same kind of thing with candy. And so it fit really well with who I am. And then the fitness thing, it's like I love it. I think it's the most unique space that a candy company has ever launched, and I think it also is surprisingly the best industry that I could have ever launched it, because I think if you can show that people who are health conscious, into fitness, whatever, are enjoying it, can enjoy it, can show that you can eat something like that and it not ruin your diet, ruin your goals, that you can still balance it with your life, then maybe it shows the average person that, hey, I don't need to be afraid to, eat anything besides chicken and broccoli, or else I'm gonna, be fat. Yeah, there's health aspects, and it's all about balance and, quantities you're eating. But, with the fitness world, people love, I mean, if you take like one serving of sour strips, which is only like 23 carb, you take 4 strips, you eat it before your workout, you're going to have a sick pump. Like it's going to rush to your muscles. It's going to, spike your insulin, mid workout, having like, mid workout carb. Not only is it just an excuse to eat candy, but it's going to give you that really quick burst of energy. And it's something that's been adopted, and it's actually crazy to think that how many gyms are carrying sour strips. I mean, shit, in what world do you think someone started a candy company that has no fitness components to the candy? Like, we got picked up by the corporate chain of Gold's Gyms. Like, could you imagine 10 years ago, you think Gold's Gym is ever going to sell just regular candy in here? No. And we are. And, we sell in so many gyms. We sell in so many nutrition stores. And it wasn't like this strategy of like, okay, we're going to launch. I'm going to make sure I hit on the key metrics of, sugar spiking and insulin and fitness. It was just like, I'm into fitness. I'm into candy. Here's my new business. Holy shit, it worked. That's how it unfolded.
that's awesome. I was just talking to Jimmy about that yesterday. He was a friend of ours. He's a doctor of occupational therapy, but I was playing ultimate frisbee. I got real shaky, and I was like, dude, I should have ate. And Tony told me about gummy bears and how gummy bears does exactly what you're talking about. And I was like, dude, I didn't believe him back then. Honestly, it was back when we were in high school, and then now I'm like, all right, I guess it is true.
Yeah, I think it was just dextrose specifically, like a quad.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get super scientific. It's just sugar. I mean, you could do it with anything. That's why, athletes will, not only for the, the hydration aspects of it, but people drink Gatorade. Notice they don't drink the 0-calorie Gatorade. With 0-calorie Gatorade, you're getting the same electrolyte boost, but you want the carbohydrates, you want the sugar, you want that, right? It doesn't have to be candy. It could be just a sugar spike. And but it is a great way. Like, if you eat a couple sour strips before you, like 10 minutes before you work out, right when you start working out, your veins will be popping. You're going to feel a little full because that sugar is just being digested, and your insulin spiking, and it's going through your body. And it's like, it's quick energy, and it just works. That absolutely is never. Maybe like we've made like 1 or 2 TikToks in the past like year about it, but it has never been a selling point for sour strips. It has never been like an angle we've leaned into. It just happens that because me and my network is so heavily in the fitness network that all the fitness people just eat it. But that was never like some super secret, super big brain strategy.
Well, you got me convinced.
And it's delicious, man.
So I was thinking about sour candy and going back to like my days when I was like 9, 10 years old. I used to race go-karts. I remember trying a Warhead for the first time. And I thought maybe it was poisoned as a kid because my mom was always like, be careful with wrappers. You never know what like some adult may have done to your candy kind of thing. So I tried a Warhead and I was like, holy crap, this is intense. And I feel like those had a nostalgia for like the next 5 years or so. They would even leave like they kind of destroy part of your tongue if you like consistently.
I actually ate like 2 bags of, I kind of went overboard last night, ate like 2 bags of sour strips, and I have like a blister on the tip of my tongue from the acid just fucking up my mouth, bro.